Hello guys, today in this video, we are going to help you to find out the best bike lights in market. I made this list based on my personal opinion and I tried to list them based on their quality, durability, customer review and more. If you want to see their price and find out more information about them, you can check our links in the description below. Number 6. Bontrager Ion 200 RT. Bontrager's Ion 200 RT packs a powerful punch for such a small light. The beam is very focused, so you won't get a wide sweep of light, but it's viewable from a very long distance, up to 2 kilometers, according to Bontrager. While it casts some light out front so you can see what's right in front of you, the primary function of the Ion 200 RT is to ensure you're seen rather than able to see. The Ion's diminutive size is perhaps its biggest benefit. It's small enough to stuff in a pocket, and it mounts easily just about anywhere. It's super simple, with a single button to turn it on and off and to adjust the modes. The best light is the one you actually use, and Bontrager has done a great job ensuring it's as easy as possible to do just that. You can buy the Ion 200 RT individually or as a set with the Flare RT rear light. The combination of the two ensures you're seen from the front and the rear, even in daylight. But you won't get much visibility from the sides. Just from the direct front and rear. The biggest drawback to this tiny light is its price. $65 seems steep for a light that doesn't have enough lumens to cast a big beam for seeing well ahead of you at night. If you're after convenient, always-on visibility lights in a tiny package that won't take up much space on your handlebars, it's hard to beat the Ion 200 RT. But if you're cost-conscious and need as many lumens as you can get, this probably isn't the right choice. Number 5. Cyclic Fly 12. The Fly 12 from Cyclic is a light, but that's almost its secondary purpose. The Fly 12 also records video so you can capture ride highlights or altercations. If an incident occurs, such as a crash or collision, the Fly 12 detects it and ensures the footage before, during, and after the altercation do not get overwritten. Otherwise, the Fly 12 records in a loop. There's a lot to love about the video capabilities with the Fly 12. A wide viewing range and stereo audio recording can all come in handy should you need to record a specific event, and the image stabilization makes the footage smooth. On the light side, you won't get as much as other headlights in the test. For starters, the Fly 12 only offers 600 lumens and the light beam itself is fairly narrow. Battery life is just okay. With the camera rolling and the light on medium, the Fly 12 went dead after 2 hours and 20 minutes. With just the camera rolling and the light off, Cyclic says you should get up to 7 hours of recording. There's an integrated home safe mode that starts when the battery is low to ensure you have lights for up to 30 minutes. The handlebar mount is rock solid, largely because you need to bolt it on with an Allen key. You can mount the Fly 12 on top of your bars or underneath, but once it's set in place, adjustments require tools. Of course, the turn mount allows you to take the light off when you're not using it, so you can stuff it in a pocket. Buy this light if you're more interested in the camera features. You can also opt for the Fly 6, which is the rear-facing version of Cyclic's light camera combos. Number 4. Knight Rider Lumina Micro 900. The Lumina Micro 900 from Knight Rider uses the same mount as its big brother, the 1200 OLED Boost. It's an excellent, stable mount that adapts to handlebars of various sizes, and the light itself detaches easily from the mount should you want to stuff the light in a pocket or use it as a handheld flashlight. It's far less expensive too, largely because you'll do without 300 extra lumens and the OLED screen on top. The single button also acts as the low battery indicator. It lights up blue when you've got a good charge and turns red when you're running low. The body of the light feels stout and durable. The beam casts wide at full power, so you can definitely use this as a trail light on your mountain bike. The run time during our testing wasn't bad, but it did not quite reach the advertised 2 hours of operation at 900 lumens, falling about 20 minutes short of that. Still, the Lumina Micro pushes out an impressive amount of light, hits a great price point, and sits on the most stable and convenient mount in the test. It's a safe bet if you like the build, mount, and features of the 1200 OLED Boost but want to save some cash and don't mind doing without the information screen. Number 3. NOG PWR Trail 1100L. NOG's PWR Trail 1100L does more than just light the way, it also doubles as a power bank so you can charge your phone or GoPro from it, pop it out of the mount and use it as a flashlight, or swap out the light head and use it to power other PWR accessories, like the PWR sound speaker or the PWR lantern. There's no other light in this test that comes close to the PWR's versatility. Turning the light on and off is super easy, just twist the light head. It's an excellent system that eliminates the need for buttons of any kind. Pressing the red release button on the unit allows you to pop the light attachment off if you want to use the battery as a power bank, or when it's time to charge the unit. The PWR Trail 1100L casts a nice, even, wide beam on the maximum mode. At the mid mode, the light ran for 3 hours and 40 minutes, besting the advertised run time by over an hour. The small lights on the side of the PWR Trail 1100L indicate how much battery life you have left. There are only a few downsides to NOG's big light. For starters, the mounting system was my least favorite among the test lights. It seems overcomplicated, though it does allow you to run the light underneath your handlebars easily. Given that this light has trail in its name, it seems it would be marketed specifically to mountain bikers. But the mount only accommodates handlebars up to 31.8 mm, most modern mountain bikes have transitioned to 35 mm bars. And it's heavy and long compared to the competition. Of course, that's a minor consideration if you're interested in the PWR Trail 1100L for more than just its light beam. This light is best for adventurers, think bikepacking, camping, and long adventure rides. Number 2. Knight Rider 1200 OLED Boost. The Knight Rider 1200 OLED Boost narrowly missed out on the top spot in the best bike headlights list. The only thing that held it back was its price, which is $70 more than the Lezyne Macro Drive 1300 XXL. But you get plenty for the price. For starters, the mount secures the light better than all of the others in this test, aside from the Cyclic Fly 12, which is bolted in place. The 1200 OLED Boost's mount is actually better though. It can be adjusted easily using the thumb twist screw, and you can remove the light entirely from the mount to charge it, or use it as a flashlight. The OLED screen on top of the unit offers key data that's helpful while you're riding. In particular, you can see how much time you have remaining before the battery dies. The screen also tells you what light mode you're in at any given time. The Knight Rider 1200 OLED Boost's light beam casts wide and evenly. It's perhaps slightly less bright than the Lezyne Macro Drive 1300 XXL, but the Lezyne also has an extra 100 lumens. It was honestly difficult to tell the difference between the two lights in practice. Both gave me more than enough light in front and to the sides. Knight Rider says you can get about an hour and a half of battery life at the highest setting. I had it set to medium, which gives you 550 lumens. Knight Rider says you should get about 3 hours of life at this setting. I got 5 hours and 10 minutes from it. Great battery life, an excellent mount, a strong beam, and a nifty screen make this a top choice in the headlight category. It's a touch expensive but worth every penny. Number 1. Lezyne Macro Drive 1300 XXL. The Macro Drive 1300 XXL from Lezyne narrowly beat out the Knight Rider 1200 OLED Boost for best bike headlight. They are both excellent lights, but the Lezyne light comes in $70 cheaper than the Knight Rider. The Macro Drive lasted longer than any other headlight in the test at the highest setting, shining brightly for just under 3 hours. At the 450 lumen setting, the Macro Drive lasted just under 8 hours. The mount offers a stable system that's easily adjustable to handlebars of various thicknesses. It's a thick band that seems like it's built to stand the test of time. It's so thick, in fact, that it can be a touch difficult to pull it to length to secure it to the hook on the other end of the mount. But once it's in place, it's easy to adjust the position and the light stays solidly in place. The beam itself casts a broad light in front of you, with a concentration of light in the center of the beam. It's great if you'll be riding dark roads and trails and need to see as much as possible. With 1300 lumens, you won't be in short supply of light. And you can even add an optional remote switch that mounts closer to your handlebars grips. That allows you to adjust the light level and pattern on the fly without having to remove your hands from the bar. The only real downside to the Lezine Macro Drive 1300 XXL is its size. It's on the heavy side for a light at 208 grams, and it takes up a bit more handlebar space than the thinner mount on the Knight Rider 1200 OLED Boost. But that seems to be about the only downside to this powerful light.